a pretty good living at the time. I was just out of college. I was probably making about $30,000 between the three jobs. However, after a while, because I was basically working 24/7, I just became stressed out. I became easily irritable, and I was always tired. So I wasn't very social at all. Getting upset at my friends, getting upset at my girlfriend, who is now my wife, and I was just tired and stressed out all the time. And I told myself that, well, this isn't what I want to do for the rest of my life. If I'm feeling like this at the age of, what was I, 20, 23 probably, then it's not going to be a fun second half of my life or rest of my life going forward. So I knew that something had to change, but I really wasn't sure what had to be changed. Again, you can see this can't be life. This can't be all it is. There's no way I should have to work this much just to really provide for myself and get by. And well, that's when I first started falling in love with the stock market. Now, I had dibbled and dabbled with stocks in the past. My dad was always one of those people that didn't really teach me about investments, but he said, hey, you need to get involved in it somehow, even if it's starting with a savings account as a little kid and going up to a money market account or a CD. Just always start increasing the risk. So I decided to get into the stock market. I didn't really know much about it. And this goes back to what Jason mentioned yesterday at the unconscious incompetence stage. I didn't really know much about stocks. I just found stuff that I knew and did pretty well. And I was actually not doing too bad with stocks, but I just wasn't really making any money. I was trading Apple. I had a few shares in Apple. I had Joy Global. I had a few good stocks, but because I didn't have a lot of funds, after the commission fees of buying and then selling, well, there just wasn't a lot for me to take home. So of course, after that, I tried trading penny stocks. I figured, well, if I don't have a lot of money, let me just try these penny stocks. I found stuff on the internet and thought that would be my way out. Thought I can make millions trading penny stocks, and well, that didn't work either. But even though I don't want to say I failed at stocks, even though the stocks didn't give me the results that I wanted, it's at that point in time where I learned that I really had a passion for investing and trading. I really liked the market. I didn't know much about it, but I knew it was something that I liked, and I wanted to come in and do it every day. So after some brainstorming, I actually talked to one of my best friends who was my roommate at the time, and he told me about Forex. He said, have you ever heard of this thing called the Forex market? You're trading currencies. And I thought he was talking about going to the Canadian border or the Mexican border and jumping back and forth with US dollars and exchanging them at the airport place. And I had no idea what he was talking about. And you guys laugh, but that's actually what I thought. How do you make money trading money? Doesn't make sense. You can see unconscious incompetence. I really didn't know much about the market at all. It's, the definition of a newbie. And we had this conversation in the live room the other day too. But he told me about Forex. He explained about the leverage of it, how it's margined. And long story short, he said that, well, for people like us that didn't have a big starting account, we would still be able to trade and significantly grow our account percentage wise. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's check it out. It's worth a try. I've got nothing else better going for me. So I started off at stage one, unconscious incompetence. Again, didn't know anything, so I was on the search for information. So I bought trading DVDs. I'm pretty sure I watched every single YouTube video there is out there. I would YouTube Forex, trading, Euro, anything. I just spent hours and hours a day watching it. I bought books and books and books from Amazon, and of course, I involved myself in every chat forum I can find because, well, I figured, in these chat forums there are people like Pipmaster and Big Pippin that are seasoned professionals. And of course, they talk a big game on the chat forums, and who am I to know any better? So how about I go under their wing, kind of read what they say and follow them? That's the easiest way to be profitable, right? Follow what people in the chat forums are saying.